This is it, the Golden Gate to the Sunshine State, where thousands live the way millions wish they could. It's a fast developing area with a diversified economy, from farms to factories, from industry to military, from defense to commerce, and marvelous educational opportunities. In short, Greater Pensacola has something for just about everyone, potentially, and in recent years, the pace of growth has accelerated rapidly. We've grown, but we've experienced problems too, growing pains, and we've made noteworthy strides in working on those problems. One of the groups in our county that deal with our problems is the United Way. They know the problems in Escambia County are very real. Problems like providing education, training, and social life for retarded citizens. You're looking at Clayton Nodell. Clayton was born 4 years ago with Down's syndrome. The syndrome was apparent at birth. In many communities, help would not have been available for Clayton, but because you cared, Clayton was enrolled in the Infant Stimulation Program at the Association for Retarded Citizens when he was 1 year of age.
Clayton stayed in our infant stimulation program for about 2 years and is now in the preschool program. As you can see, he gets individual attention here in any number of areas, but we also expose him to group work in order that he and all the other children here can learn to relate to each other so that someday they will be able to function independently in the outside world.
The United Way cared. You cared. And through the United Way, you offered young Clayton a chance to function independently and live a happy life.
That is the whole spirit. That's what we're trying to accomplish here, to improve the quality of life that the youngsters whom we serve will live.
Clayton is not alone. Last year, the Association for Retarded Citizens served over 180 men and women, boys and girls. Because you cared, many of these people are leading productive, meaningful lives. Each morning at 7:45, a bus from the Escambia Transit System stops to pick up Marie Brush. And each and every weekday, Marie is on her way to work at the Pollock Rehabilitation Center, which is a division of the Escambia County Association for Retarded Citizens. Marie enjoys her work at Pollock, where she has an excellent work record, and she takes pride in the variety of tasks she's able to do.
Marie's present assignment is in the subcontract department where she bags drinking cups for one of our local industries. She used to work over with some of her friends where they're cutting craft paper to be fashioned into bags that wholesale florists use to ship their plants to market.
Marie earns about $20 a week for her work. With it, she shares in the family expenses by giving a portion to the household budget. The remainder she enjoys spending on jewelry, cosmetics, and clothing.
The United Way gives Marie a chance to live productively, to enjoy earning some spending money, to socialize with her peers. She also plans to participate in the Special Olympics as a bowler.
Marie is fighting for a better life with your help through the United Way. This nurse is arriving at the home of Mrs. Mamie Young. Mrs. Young is a disabled widow of 23 years who has lived in Pensacola for over 40 years. Her disability, caused by rheumatoid arthritis, began at a very early age. Since that time, it has grown progressively worse, and she has been confined to a wheelchair for 25 years. In addition to rheumatoid arthritis, Mrs. Young has other chronic diseases which contribute to her disability. She has received the services of the Visiting Nurse Association for 9 years.
I don't really know where I'd be or what I'd be doing if it weren't for the Visiting Nurses Association. The care they have provided has been truly a blessing to me.
You don't really know how strong you are until you need help. Mrs. Young is one of the strongest people I've seen. She's able to maintain her life at home because you provide maintenance care for her through the United Way. That's the sound of disaster, the sound heard around Pensacola on the evening of November 10th, 1977. Yes, disaster came to Pensacola in the form of a train derailment. One punctured rail car was carrying a poisonous gas, and evacuation was necessary for a large portion of the northeast sector of Pensacola. On the scene was the Red Cross, and within minutes, an evacuation headquarters was set up at Bayview Park, and area residents had a place to go.
My name is John Schumann, and I'd like to introduce my wife, Mrs. Juanita Schumann, and nurse, Mrs. Jean Ernst. But before I say any more, I'd like to say thank God for the Red Cross. I was awakened on the night of the L&N derailment by my wife and my two daughters, who came to the house to wake me up from a deep sleep and told that it had been a disaster down by the river by a train derailment with some real bad gas. Just as we got to the motel, we heard on the radio that anyone needing shelter or that did not know what to do should report to the Bayview Center here, which we thought was the best thing to do, as my wife at that time was complaining of a severe headache. My wife went into the bathroom to check on the oldest daughter, and the next thing I saw was my wife coming out clutching at her throat with Mrs. Ernst at her side.
And I brought her out of the ladies' room, and we were going to lie her down on the floor, and we did get her down and kept bathing her head with cold water, and she just stopped breathing on us, so I just gave her a little CPR and we got her breathing again. Inserted an airway and started oxygen, had an ambulance, and last I knew they had taken her off to Baptist Hospital emergency room.
The Red Cross, to me, has always stood for something. I really didn't know just what. We've never had a reason to be confronted with a disaster before. We just sort of thought it happened to other people. But that night, for some reason, we chose not to go to a local motel, and we came here, and I just thank God that there's people that give of their time without asking for payment of any kind. So many people think they're on payroll. And I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you, for what you did for me and for my two daughters and for my husband. Thank you.
The Red Cross was there because you care. You care enough about the problems in our area to give to the United Way, supporting the services of 23 agencies available to any Escambia County citizen who needs them.
I'm Louis Baer, your 1978 campaign chairman. Several weeks after completion of our local United Way film, National Airlines Flight 193 crash-landed in Escambia Bay, 3 miles short of Pensacola's regional airport. Hundreds of volunteers were there within minutes to offer their needed assistance, saving dozens of lives. This tragedy proved again that when people are in need, Escambia County responds.
These stories are living examples that our county has problems, but because of you, something is being done. This story has been about you, because you are the United Way. The one reason for the United Way to exist is to make certain that you can get the help the day you need it, or provide help for others when they are in need. You are the only hope these people have. You are one more reason that Escambia County is the greatest place in the world to live. You came through the United Way. Despite all the hard work and United Way giving of the past, Escambia County still has many unresolved problems. The United Way has needs that deserve funding and many current agencies in which expansion has been stifled by lack of dollars. Agencies like the Boys Club, YMCA, and the Salvation Army could channel the energies of this young boy into organized character-building activities. If the funding was available, programs catering to the need of this boy could be brought to the area where he lives. Other services could answer the needs of his older brothers and sisters and his widowed mother. As our community grows and continues to prosper, our problems continue to grow. There is a need for more services, and present agencies must expand. That's why this year, more than ever, you are important to the United Way. You live here, you know it's a great place to be. And by giving to the United Way, you can help keep it that way. This year, keep Escambia County great. The United Way.
We've been fortunate this year, but what about next year? Will you, or someone close need help, we must have your contribution to continue our services. So please give the United Way.
Thanks to you, my friend.